Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. General Hospital hints we might have a huge twist with this mystery boss storyline now that Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, has been kidnapped. Let's talk about who I suspect is involved. And it's none other than Alex Merrick, also Finola Hughes, who is Anna's evil twin sister. Alright, so we just saw Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, give Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, an assignment to get closer to Lucas Jones, Ryan Carnes, and find out all she can about Marco Rios. And then she left and Vaughn got upset and told Jack that what he's assigned Jocelyn to do is way too dangerous, but he won't let up. Jack's phone rang, interrupted him and Vaughn. And then when Jack answered, it was Anna saying something has happened. The thing is, it can't be her calling Jack. This week, Anna was abducted from her car and is being held captive. I saw a lot of people on social media talking about how can Anna be a top spy, but not notice somebody in the back of her car. Your dome light comes on, especially in the dark. I think you would notice. But it's General Hospital. So then a Danish voice, presumably Cesar Faison's, Anders Hove, or they want us to think it is, said Anna is on her way to a new life while she's screaming no. And of course, we didn't see who was talking to her. So whether or not it was really Cesar Faison back from the dead remains to be seen. But what is clear is that it can't be Anna calling Jack. So it seems to me extremely likely that this is Alex Merrick, Anna's wicked twin sister, involved. If you recall way back in the beginning of the storyline, General Hospital was referring to this mystery boss as a she. It was initially a lady boss, and then they changed and started referring to the boss as he. Like when Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thiebaud, was talking to Pascal, Mark Forget, in Croatia saying he wouldn't want me hurt. So maybe there's more to this. Maybe there are two bosses running this operation, a he and a she. Or maybe they're sloppy in the writer's room and they hadn't made up their minds what they were going to do, and then they swerved and then swerved back. So the she in this equation may be Alex. And yeah, if you recall, Anna shot her back in 2020 when they were fighting on the Haunted Star. Alex fell overboard and was presumed dead, but nobody was ever found. And we know what that means on a soap. If we're keeping track of these related deaths, by the way, Faison and Nathan West, Ryan Pavey, were both supposedly killed in 2018, one after the other on January 31st. And then in this same timeline, Alex was next to die in November 2020, and then Peter August, Wes Ramsey, who is Alex and Faison's son, died in February 2022. The next year in January 2023, Britt supposedly died. And now we've got Nathan and Britt back from the dead. So who's next? Who is next to be resurrected? If you remember when Alex died, I never thought she was actually dead because she fell overboard into the cold water. And a lot of people have fallen into the waters in Port Charles and bobbed back up later. There are a lot of things pointing to Anna's twin being involved in this. First and foremost is Anna's kidnapping because Alex may be taking her place. She could also be the person who approached Britt to do the research and offered to help fake her death and help with the Huntingtons. But it might go even deeper. Faison may not actually be involved. This is just legacy work. It could be Alex and her twisted son she had with Faison, the villainous Peter August. If it is, the question is whether Peter is living rent-free in Nathan's head or if he was resurrected physically. Peter could easily be Alex's secret partner because the WSB took Peter's body right after Anna sat there and watched him die instead of her calling 911 to get Peter help to save him. The WSB is shady, and back then Victor Cassadine, Charles Shaughnessy, and other dodgy people were running it. You know, Jack was pretty dodgy at one point with the WSB and also the private military organization Pikeman that Valentin Cassadine, James Patrick Stewart, was also involved in. So yeah, they could have carted Peter off and revived him. And if he's the one working with his mom, Alex, That would explain the confusing shift between he and she when referencing the boss. Plus, I do think Anna's awful twin would use Faison as a threat, even if he is really dead. Realistically, there's a chance he's alive. I mean, Anna was worried about it despite his brain supposedly being in a jar on Kevin Collins' John Lindstrom desk. With Britt and Nathan, both just back from the dead, of course, it's plausible that Faison, Alex, and Peter have all also been resurrected, or some combination of those three. If so, that would be the whole family back from the dead. And that's absolutely terrifying to consider. I also wonder if there's a chance that Dr. Cabot might be involved. Do you remember him? Maybe he's the C from the note. He was the twisted doctor who experimented on twins and did memory transfer stuff. Anna and Alex were two of his subjects. That's why Anna thought she had given birth to Peter, because Alex Knight with Faison memories and the giving birth to Peter memories had been implanted in Anna's head. Kevin and Ryan Chamberlain, John Lindstrom, were also two of Cabot's subjects. And the twisted doc also did the memory transfer, putting Drew Kane Quatermain, Cameron Matheson's memories into Franco, Roger Howarth's head, but he was busted for doing that. And Cabot was arrested and sent to Steinmauer, which of course Valentin has been there. We've had a lot of these people in play that have all been at Steinmauer. So maybe Alex and Peter used Cabot to implant Faison's or Peter's memories into Nathan's head, and that body that's running around may have more than one person inside of it. Cabot proved with the Franco and Drew memory transfer that he could do the memory thing even when it's not with twins. His research started with twins, but it didn't stop there. So now we've got Nathan back, who seems on and off like himself. Britt seems to know why. She seems wary of Nathan. She is not spending time with her long-lost brother like you would think a sister would, who was thrilled that their brother had been resurrected because Britt did love Nathan. So how she's reacting now is very strange. And all of a sudden, we've got Valentin back on the canvas. And Alex had a thing for Valentin way back when, before his physical transformation, all those surgeries. Remember, he was hunched and he was crippled. Alex slept with Valentin way back then, pretending to be Anna. And Valentin was really hurt when he found out it was Alex that he was with and not Anna. And Alex not only had a fixation on Valentin, but also Faison. That's how Peter came to be. So maybe General Hospital brought Valentin back to be part of this Alex story. They may also do a retcon and write some history between Alex and Jack. That would make sense because Anna, Valentin, and Jack were in DOESB training at the same time that Alex was lurking around and hooked up with Valentin. Also looks like the secret lab is now under Windermere, which is another sign Faison is involved. He used to lurk down in the catacombs. He knows Spoon Island back and forth. Peter being involved makes sense because Maxie Jones, Kirsten Storms, was put into the coma. So Peter might have ordered Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rota, to do that to get Maxie away from Damian Spinelli, Bradford Anderson. In a shocking new twist at sending shockwaves through Port Charles, General Hospital may be gearing up for one of its darkest and most mind-bending storylines yet. Rumors are swirling that Anna Devane, one of the most beloved and enduring characters in GH history, could soon vanish under mysterious circumstances, and her long-lost twin, the sinister Alex Devane, may rise from the shadows to take her place as a dangerous new overlord pulling the strings in Port Charles. Could GH be preparing for a storyline that changes everything fans thought they knew about Anna, the WSB, and the criminal underworld that haunts the city? Let's unpack the chaos that could be brewing beneath the surface. For months now, subtle hints have been dropped that something isn't quite right with Anna. Once calm, sharp, and steady, she's been more distracted than ever. Her relationships have suffered, her instincts have faltered, and her confidence has visibly slipped. Viewers have noticed how often Anna seems off balance, forgetting details, missing clues, and showing uncharacteristic fear, especially when dealing with Valentin and the WSB. Many fans are now convinced that these aren't mere lapses in judgment. They could be signs that the real Anna has already been replaced, or that Alex is orchestrating something massive from behind the curtain. The tension has been building ever since the WSB implosion storyline began. Anna's past loyalties to the organization, once her source of strength, have become a burden. She's been haunted by choices she made decades ago, and enemies from her spy days seem to be surfacing again. Could one of those enemies actually be her own sister? Alex has faked her death before, more than once, and every time she's returned, she's done so with a vengeance and a deadly agenda. If Alex has returned again, this could be her most elaborate plan yet, to eliminate Anna completely and claim her identity for good. In recent episodes, eagle-eyed viewers caught a few unsettling clues that seem to point toward the twin swap theory. Anna's behavior toward Valentin Cassadine has shifted dramatically, from deep trust and affection to sudden suspicion and coldness. Her body language seems off, the speech patterns slightly altered, and even her wardrobe choices have grown darker, sharper, more controlled. GH has always excelled at using subtle visual cues to foreshadow identity twists, and fans are starting to connect the dots. Could it be that the woman calling herself Anna Devane right now isn't Anna at all, but Alex, returned from the dead and already living among the citizens of Port Charles? If this theory proves true, the implications would be explosive. The real Anna could be trapped, imprisoned, or hidden away somewhere, completely unaware that her twin is wreaking havoc in her name. Meanwhile, Hannah, really Alex, could be strategically placing herself in positions of power. Imagine the chaos if Alex has infiltrated the WSB again, or worse, if she's the shadowy puppet master behind the mysterious attacks and threats that have plagued Port Charles for weeks. There have been hints of a new villain known only as the Overlord operating from the shadows, manipulating events and people with surgical precision. What if that Overlord isn't some new face, but Alex Devane herself? The thought of Alex returning as the ultimate power player fits perfectly with her history. In her past appearances, Alex was always one step ahead of everyone, brilliant, manipulative, and cold-blooded. She thrived on psychological warfare, using her resemblance to Anna to confuse and control her enemies. Each time she was presumed dead, it turned out to be another layer of deception. If GH is truly resurrecting Alex, this time could mark her most ambitious plan yet, taking full control of Port Charles from the shadows, while everyone believes they're dealing with Anna. Valentin Cassadine would likely be the first to notice something off, and his reaction could be the key to unraveling the truth. Valentin and Anna share a complicated bond built on shared secrets and deep affection, but he's also the one person who knows both sisters well enough to sense the difference. If he starts to suspect that Anna isn't really Anna, the stakes will skyrocket. And given Valentin's current emotional instability and guilt, Alex could easily exploit that, turning him into either her unwitting pawn or her first target. Meanwhile, the fallout would ripple through every corner of Port Charles. Robert Scorpio, who has known Anna for decades and shares a history that spans love, loss, and espionage, would be devastated by her disappearance, and enraged if he learns Alex is responsible. His old WSB instincts could kick into high gear, sending him on a mission across continents to rescue the real Anna. Fans can already imagine Robert refusing to accept Anna's supposed betrayal or death, driven by pure instinct and love to bring her home. If Alex is indeed masquerading as Anna, her motives could be far more sinister than anyone suspects. Some theories suggest she might be connected to the mysterious string of power plays happening in Port Charles lately. The attacks on Sonny Corintho's organization, the disruption of WSB operations, and the sudden resurgence of secret weapon projects once thought buried. Alex always had an interest in global power and control, often aligning herself with shadowy organizations. Perhaps she's taken over one of them, or created her own, and is now manipulating both criminals and law enforcement from the top down. Fans are already calling this potential twist one of GH's most exciting in years. On social media, speculation is running wild. "This isn't Anna," one fan posted. "The cold tone, the look in her eyes. It's Alex, I'm sure of it." Others argue that GH might be setting up a double twist. Anna thinks she's losing herself, but is actually being gaslit by Alex from afar, the sister using tech and manipulation to make Anna question her sanity. Either way, the stage is set for an emotional and high-stakes storyline that could pit sister against sister once again, this time with the entire city of Port Charles caught in the crossfire. Adding to the tension is the fact that Anna has been increasingly isolated. Her connections to her closest allies, Robert, Valentin, Felicia, and even Sunny, have weakened over the past months. It's as though someone is intentionally cutting her off from her support system, dismantling her defenses one by one. If Alex is behind this, it would be a classic move. Isolate the target, assume their identity, and replace them seamlessly. The emotional toll on the characters who love Anna would be enormous once the truth comes out. For Finola Hughes, who masterfully portrays both Anna and Alex, such a storyline would be a dream acting showcase. Fans have long praised her ability to differentiate the twins with supple gestures, tone, and presence. If GH moves forward with a twin twist plot, it would allow Hughes to deliver some of her most powerful performances yet, switching seamlessly between hero and villain, love and hate, humanity and cold-blooded control. But what happens if the real Anna is found? The rescue mission alone could become one of GH's most thrilling arcs. Picture Robert, Valentin, and even Sunny reluctantly joining forces to uncover where Alex is keeping her sister. There could be global locations, coded messages, and explosive confrontations. The emotional moment when Anna is finally freed, perhaps weak, disoriented but determined, would shake Port Charles to its core. Her return would mean Alex's downfall, but not without devastating consequences. Still, soap fans know that villains rarely die for good, especially not Alex Devane. If this storyline unfolds the way many fans hope, Alex could become GH's next long-term antagonist, a shadowy overlord manipulating power players from the sidelines, her reach extending into every corner of the show. Imagine Alex forming an alliance with Selena Wu, or even resurrecting connections to the Cassadine Empire. Her brilliance and ruthlessness could make her a formidable foe, one that no one sees coming until it's too late. In true General Hospital fashion, the fallout from an Anna/Alex swap would affect every storyline. Valentin's world would collapse once he realizes the woman he trusted wasn't Anna at all. Robert's heart would break, but his spirit would ignite for justice. Sunny might find himself an unexpected target if Alex's plans intersect with his criminal empire. Even characters like Jordan, Dante, and Laura could be drawn into the web of deception, each struggling to uncover the truth while facing their own moral crossroads. Whether GH is truly preparing to bring Alex Devane back or just teasing fans with psychological mind games, one thing is clear: the tension surrounding Anna's storyline is building towards something monumental. Every cryptic glance, every unexplained fear, every shadowy reference to the past feels like a breadcrumb leading to an inevitable reveal. The question isn't if a twin twist is coming, it's when. If Alex does resurface as the shadowy overlord manipulating events across Port Charles, it would give GH a rich new villain and a chance to revisit decades of history while launching the show into an entirely new era of intrigue. The twin rivalry between Anna and Alex has always been electric, and reviving it now could remind fans why these characters remain so iconic. So, what's next? Will the real Anna Devane disappear without a trace, leaving Alex to rule from the shadows? Or has Alex already taken her place, using Anna's name, face, and reputation to build an empire of control? One thing is certain: nothing in Port Charles is ever as it seems, and when the truth finally surfaces, the fallout will leave no one untouched. As the clues continue to pile up, fans can't help but ask the burning question. Is the Anna we see truly the woman we know? Or is GH about to pull off one of the greatest identity twists in its history? If Alex is indeed the shadowy overlord orchestrating the chaos, the game in Port Charles is about to change forever. Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe our YouTube channel for more update news.